Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Voting begins for single-phase assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh and second and final phase of polling in Chhattisgarh. Campaigning in full swing for assembly elections in Rajasthan and Telangana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lead the inaugural session of Voice of Global South Summit this morning. US President Joe Biden stresses on working together with key nations, including India, to strengthen critical semiconductor industry. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, Australia beat South Africa by 3 wickets to set up title clash with India. And now the news in detail. Voting has begun for single-phase assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh and second and final phase of polling in Chhattisgarh. In Madhya Pradesh, polling is taking place on all 230 seats in a single phase. Voting began at 7 a.m. and will conclude at 6 in the evening. However, in Behar, Lanji and Paraswada assembly seats of Balaghat district and some booths of Mandala and Dindori districts, voting will be held till 3 p.m. A total of 2,533 candidates, including 252 women, are in the fray. Prominent candidates in the fray are Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Union Ministers and BJP leaders Narendra Singh Tomar, Prahlad Patel and Phagan Singh Kulaste, and party leader Kailash Vijayvargiya. While from Congress, former Chief Minister Kamal Nath, party leaders Dr. Govind Singh, Jeetu Patwari and Jayvardhan Singh are some of the prominent names. Over 64,000 booths have been set up for the polling. Out of these, 5,160 are pink booths managed by women staffers, while 183 are managed by Divyangjan and 371 booths are being managed by youths. Talking exclusively to Akashvani, Chief Electoral Officer Anupam Rajan appealed to the voters in the state to take active participation in strengthening the Indian democracy.
मैं आपके माध्यम से सभी मतदाताओं से, खास करके अपने युवा साथियों से, सभी से यही अपील करूंगा, सभी लोग जिनके नाम मतदाता सूची में हैं, वो उस दिन मतदान जरूर करें। ये भी स्पष्ट करना चाहूंगा कि मतदान करने के लिए वोटर आईडी कार्ड अगर नहीं है तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप वोट नहीं डाल सकते। वोटर आईडी कार्ड के अलावा 12 अन्य दस्तावेज हैं जो हम लोग समय समय पर बताते रहते हैं, जैसे आपका आधार कार्ड है, आपका पैन कार्ड है, ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस है, पासपोर्ट है, कोई अन्य तरह का पहचान पत्र। बेसिक जरूरत होती है फोटो जिस पे लगा है और वो फोटो किसी अच्छे अधिकारी के द्वारा प्रमाणित है शासकीय, तो उसके आधार पे भी आप वोट डाल सकते हैं। तो मैं अनुरोध करूंगा सभी मतदाता भाइयों से, बहनों से कि आप वोट जरूर दीजिए, ये एक बहुत बड़ा अधिकार है।
Now we go over live to our correspondent Sanjeev Sharma, who is at Southwest Bhopal Assembly seat. Sanjeev, how is polling progressing there?
Anuja, right now I am at Shyamla Hills polling center of Southwest Bhopal Assembly seat. Like other assembly constituencies of Madhya Pradesh, here also voters are eagerly waiting to use their democratic right. Mild cold has just started in Bhopal, hence the number of voters, especially the youth voting for the first time, is visible in large numbers, in groups also. As you know, the number of 18 to 19 years old youth voters in MP is more than 22 lakh. Yes, Anuja?
Sanjeev, tell us about the security arrangements that are in place to ensure a peaceful polling.
Anuja, the Election Commission has made elaborate security arrangements across the state. Around 2 lakh personnel of state police force are deployed along with 700 companies of central forces. There are also 2 helicopters and an air ambulance for emergency services. Webcasting is taking place around 42,000 polling stations. GPS system has also installed in about 23,000 vehicles related to polling. Overall, polling is going on peacefully. Yes, Anuja?
Thank you, Sanjeev, for that update. In Chhattisgarh, polling is taking place for 70 constituencies out of a total of 90 assembly seats in the second and final phase. Voting started at 8 a.m. and will continue till 5 p.m. While in 9 polling stations of Bidran Navagad assembly constituency, voting began at 7 this morning and will be held till 3 p.m. Our correspondent reports that long queues of people can be seen at some polling stations since morning. More than 18,800 polling stations have been set up for polling. Out of these, 700 are Sangwari polling stations where only women personnel have been deployed. In this phase, 958 candidates are in the fray. The Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress are contesting on all 70 seats. Talking to Akashvani News, Chief Electoral Officer Reena Kangale said tight security arrangements have been made to ensure free, fair and peaceful polling. She said apart from the local police, central security forces have also been deployed.
द्वितीय चरण के जो मतदान है उसके लिए 18,833 मतदान केंद्रों में लगभग 90,272 कर्मी हैं, 1962 सेक्टर अफसर है, वो इनके ऊपर जो निगरानी रखेंगे और प्रत्येक 2 घंटे में मतदान के प्रतिशत की भी जानकारी रिटर्निंग अफसर्स को देंगे। मतदान केंद्रों में शांतिपूर्ण और निष्पक्ष निर्वाचन हो सके इसके लिए व्यापक सुरक्षा के इंतजाम किए गए हैं।
In the first phase, voting was held on 20 seats along with polling in Mizoram for elections to the 40-member state assembly on the 7th of this month. Meanwhile, the election campaign is in full swing in Rajasthan and Telangana. In Rajasthan, the Congress, the BJP and other parties have announced names of several star campaigners who will be canvassing in the favour of their party candidates. Polling for 199 assembly constituencies in the state will be held on the 25th of this month. More from our correspondent.
National President of BJP JP Nadda will address election meetings in Jodhpur and Jaisalmer districts. Home Minister Amit Shah is scheduled to hold public meetings in Vijayanagar and Nasirabad and a road show in Ajmer. Apart from these, BJP's star campaigners including Chief Ministers of BJP ruling states Yogi Adityanath, Hemant Biswa Sarma, Pushkar Singh Dhami, Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, Smriti Irani will hold public meetings at various places. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi will address election rallies in Sagwara and Chittorgarh. Congress leaders Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, Sachin Pilot, Anand Sharma, Jairam Ramesh will campaign for the party candidates at various places. Jitendra Dwivedi, Akashvani News, Jaipur.
In Telangana, political parties have intensified the campaign in support of their candidates. Several prominent leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President, Union Ministers, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge and senior party leader Rahul Gandhi are set to visit the state. BRS Chief and Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is undertaking whirlwind tour of the state as part of campaigning for party candidates. More from our correspondent.
BRS Chief and Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao addressed 4 public meetings yesterday where he said his party will play a key role in the centre after parliament elections. State BJP President Kishan Reddy took out a bike rally in Secunderabad. Party Rajya Sabha member Dr. K. Lakshman held road shows in Uppal, Mushirabad and Malakpet constituencies for party candidates. BJP senior leader Eetala Rajendra campaigned in Gajwel constituency. PCC President Revant Reddy participated in party Vijay Bheri bus yatra that passed through Medchal. He claimed that it was the Congress party that brought Godavari water to Hyderabad. Lakshmi, Akashvani News, Hyderabad.
The 119-member state legislative assembly will go to polls on the 30th of this month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has appealed to the voters of Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh to exercise their franchise in the assembly elections. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said that he is confident that voters will vote enthusiastically and enhance the beauty of this great festival of democracy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lead the inaugural session of the second Voice of Global South Summit this morning. India is hosting the summit in a virtual format. The inaugural session will be followed by 4 parallel ministerial sessions. These include the sessions by Ministers of External Affairs, Education, Finance and Environment. 4 more parallel ministerial sessions will be held in the afternoon. The theme of the inaugural leaders session is Together for Everyone's Growth with Everyone's Trust, and that of the concluding leaders session is Global South Together for One Future. Our correspondent reports that the summit will focus on sharing with the countries of the Global South the key outcomes achieved in various G20 meetings over the course of India's presidency.
The summit will serve as a platform to discuss ways to sustain the momentum generated towards the common aspiration of a more inclusive, representative, and progressive world order. Countries from across the world would be participating, from Pacific islands in the east to Latin America in the west. India had hosted the inaugural Voice of Global South Summit in January this year in virtual format. This unique initiative brought together 125 countries of the Global South to share their perspectives and priorities on a common platform. Throughout its G20 presidency, India has worked to ensure that the concerns of the Global South receive due cognizance and that the priorities of the Global South were duly factored in finding solutions to the most pressing global challenges. Suparna Saikia, Akashvani News, Delhi.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. U.S. President Joe Biden has reaffirmed the United States' commitment to strengthen the semiconductor supply chain with a special emphasis on collaborative efforts with key nations including India. Speaking at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation CEO Summit in San Francisco yesterday, President Biden stressed the importance of working together with India, Japan, the Republic of Korea, and Singapore to strengthen the critical semiconductor industry. He highlighted the launch of new initiatives aimed at shaping technologies and standards that will drive transformation in the semiconductor sector. Union Minister for Earth Sciences Kiran Rijiju has reached Maldives to represent India at the oath-taking ceremony of Dr. Mohammad Muizu as the new president this evening. Union Minister Rijiju met the outgoing President Ibrahim Mohammad Soli yesterday and highlighted the depth and progress of the India-Maldives bilateral relationship that has grown over the last few years. In Uttarakhand, the relief and rescue operation is in progress to evacuate 40 workers trapped in the under-construction Silkyara tunnel in Uttarkashi district. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami is continuously monitoring the relief and rescue operation. Speaking to reporters in Dehradun yesterday, Mr. Dhami said that despite the difficult circumstances, the rescue operation will be completed as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Union Minister of State for Road, Transport and Highways, General V.K. Singh, reached the incident site and inspected the relief and rescue operations yesterday. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha chaired a high-level meeting in Kashmir Valley yesterday to review the security and development scenario in all 10 districts of Kashmir Division. In a social media post, the Lieutenant Governor said that J&K administration is committed to completely eliminate terror ecosystem and ensure inclusive and progressive development of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. On to sports. In the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, Australia registered a 3-wicket win over South Africa in the second semi-finals at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata last night to set up the summit clash with India. Chasing a target of 213 runs, Australia overhauled the score, posting 215 for the loss of 7 wickets in 47.2 overs. The final will take place on Sunday in Ahmedabad. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Anuja. As rescuers continue their efforts an inch closer to the workers trapped in Uttarkashi tunnel, the Pioneer writes, trapped workers await miracle. In a resolution calling for protection of civilians, UNSC seeks humanitarian pauses, corridors in Gaza, states the Hindu. UGC policy may let PG students pick courses from other streams, says Hindustan Times. A headline in the Statesman writes, Delhi Airport launches Sunflower Initiative to facilitate people with hidden disabilities. The Economic Times hints at higher interest rates on personal loans under the headline RBI tightens capital norms for unsecured retail loans. Reduced NEET syllabus coming next week, notes the Times of India. And finally, all the dailies carry a pictorial information of the Australian cricket team celebrating their semi-final win. The Tribune cites grand Sunday finale, 8-time finalist Oz to take on India. Business Standard adds WC final, room tariff crosses 1 lakh rupees, airfare soar 400%. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Voting begins for single-phase assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh and second and final phase of polling in Chhattisgarh. Campaigning in full swing for assembly elections in Rajasthan and Telangana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lead inaugural session of Voice of Global South Summit this morning. US President Joe Biden stresses on working together with key nations, including India, to strengthen critical semiconductor industry. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, Australia beat South Africa by 3 wickets to set up the title clash with India. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.